Howdy, today's Sunday, December 15th, and I've been busy doing my books, my income and expenses for this gig economy, right? Because you have to declare this income. Like some people are surprised, like one guy asked me, he's doing some Uber Eats, and he says, by the way, do I have to declare this? Do I have to pay tax on this? I said, of course, you're making money. The government wants their cut. And so I thought today I'll talk about this, about the money side. So as you might know, I have the main job, usually 7 to 4:30 or 5 p.m. Driving a delivery truck for an equipment rental company. And so when I do Uber, it's either on weekends or after work, like a couple of hours. Normally I stay out till like 7:30. I want to be home at 8. And also I developed a habit of depositing the money right away after I finish the shift with Lyft and Uber. I just click cash out, and they only charge like $1 or something, and the money is immediately in my account because I checked. It doesn't even take, I don't know, 5 minutes, so you get the money right away, right to my debit card. The only issue is with Lyft and Uber that I don't like is that you have to declare the GST, the 5% tax that's inside that. And so I just went to my bank account and I copied the amounts that I had. So mostly it was Uber. Uber was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Like 15 pays. And with Lyft, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was only 7 basically cash outs, right? So 15 and 7, and sometimes I did, of course I did them together. Normally when I'm sitting at home, like now, it's already 6 after 11, I want to start about this time on Sunday because mornings are useless. Saturday is good, but for some reason I didn't feel very well yesterday, so I only did maybe 2 rides, made I think like $20, and I went home. It was cold. I just didn't feel like driving. You need rest sometimes, right? Because I'm working too many hours. With the main job is like 10 hours, and then I do 2, 3 for Uber. Sometimes it's just too much, so I needed a break. But now I'm looking at the clock, so yeah, once I finish this video, I'm gonna go and try to make some money. By the way, the other day I forgot to switch my vehicles, and I went out in the Compass, but the vehicle on the app was my white Dodge Durango. And they sent me to pick up one guy, and I'm sitting there waiting 1 minute, 2 minutes, and Uber starts charging them after like 3 minutes, I think, or even after 2 minutes. It says charging a rider for waiting. And then this guy finally approaches me and he shows me the phone and says, "You Uber?" I say, "Yeah, come in, get in. Is this your name?" He says, "Yeah." And he says, "I've been standing outside. It's so cold. I'm looking for a white car. You in a blue Jeep." And I'm, holy moly, I forgot to switch vehicles. So I explained to him that, it was an honest mistake because the guy was suspicious. And so when I dropped him off, I put the app on pause so that they don't give me more rides because it was a wrong vehicle. And I went in. It took like 2 minutes, 1 minute for Uber, 1 for Lyft, just to change the vehicle. And today I went to look at my gas, how much gas I have, like what's the distance to empty. And Durango says 235 kilometers, but Compass was like pretty much 300. And usually the pay I get is about $1 per kilometer. So if I do 100 kilometers on a particular night, I would get roughly $100. Again, that's gross. That's before gas, and of course you have to pay income tax in April, right? But okay, so here's the numbers. So I made, again, these are gross numbers before all expenses. So in November, we're talking about November. In November, I earned $1,440.48 with Uber and $182.77 with Lyft. So you can see Uber is much more usable. Like you can live without Lyft, but 182, you know, it's not too bad for a month. It's extra $200 almost. And so the total gross was $1,623.25. And then inside, you calculate 5%, that's $77.29 that I have to pay, return to the government. And so my net was, before gas, was $1,545.95, so $1,545.95. And I filled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I filled up 8 times in November, and I spent $516 plus I think 10 for a car wash. So let's make it 520. And so pretty much I made $1,000. Yeah, gas is just, it was expensive. So $1,000 extra, which I think is not too bad, because when I calculated all my expenses, because of this new car, you know, the bills and stuff like that, I figured out I was short, like, you know, how much I make and how much I have to have in the account to pay all the bills. I was short about $500. And so I reached my goal. I covered that and even some extra. And I rented, speaking about gig economy, I rented the Durango for 3 days in November, and the rental website paid me $265.61, but I had to pay $25 twice to a coworker to pick me up at the drop location where I left the car in Chestermere. And then when the rental was ended, I paid another $25 to the guy to take me there. And so basically I only made $215, $265 minus 50, and I filled it up with gas, but the guy returned it with gas, so I don't count that expense. And then you have it. And but just to put things into perspective, again, speaking about gig economy, in November YouTube paid me $1,194. So it definitely took much more effort to make money with Uber and Lyft, and then $500 on gas. With YouTube, you just make videos, you sit at home or you're driving somewhere, and I pretty much made the same amount, you know. And that's why whenever somebody asks me about you know, some side gig, I say that in our time the best way to make money is online video where you get a share of advertising profits. I think that's the best. But why not have both? You know, I enjoy driving my Durango. Oh, actually, one guy, I picked up one Russian guy because I saw his name was Russian, and he says, "А не жалко убивать машину на такси? Don't you feel sorry that you're killing your car as a taxi?" I said, "Killing?" I said, "I'm driving around, you know, sitting, my ass sits in a leather chair with air conditioning. I listen to satellite radio. What do you mean killing? I would drive this car anyway, right? I would just probably drive somewhere to the mountains or something, but might as well drive around Calgary and make money giving people rides." So I don't think there's anything wrong with Lyft and Uber. It's just that, of course, it's basically dimes and nickels. Like I said, it's $1 per kilometer. Oh, and by the way, speaking about, I did one food delivery. Pretty much that tells you that I don't do this anymore. But when it was very slow, I still carry the isolated bag in my trunk, and let's say I'm sitting there 10, 15, 20 minutes, nothing is happening with Uber, with Lyft. So I started the DoorDash, and once I got this, actually I think it was pretty good. I think it was like 2 kilometers total from a restaurant to delivery, and I think it was like $7. But DoorDash charges more than Uber and Lyft for instant cash out, so I think I lost like 50 cents when I did a cash out from 7 to 6.51. And there you have it. So $6.51 with DoorDash, $1,545.46 before gas with Uber and Lyft, and $1,200 with YouTube. So those are my additional sources of income. And I always believe that, especially in Canada and US, I think the best plan is to have multiple streams of income. So if one dries up, you have something else to fall back on, That's my plan. So I have Uber, Lyft, I have YouTube, I have a small pension, I have my photography business. By the way, yesterday I did a photo shoot. It was very nice, like an owner of a machine shop invited all his employees and customers. So there was about 100 people. There was lots of drinking, lots of dancing. So it's always fun to take pictures of drunk people trying to dance and stay straight. And so I'm gonna get $350 for that. And I spent, well, I didn't have to buy it this time, but last time I think I spent like $20, and I got 2 of these. Come on. Always having trouble with this one. Oh, yeah. So basically it folds like there's a button here if you want to protect the contacts here. But these are great. I think it's like 30 or 60 gigabytes, so I can load all the... I know you can do it online, share the photos, but I just don't like that. It takes a long time. It takes, increases your internet cost. So instead I just take my cards. This is what is called the faster one, compact flash, right? And then SD, and I use these readers, and this one for SD, and I just transfer everything into my computer, do some minor editing, and then put them on this and meet with the guy. He gives me the money, I give him the USB stick. That's it, job done. Anyway, so yeah, it's still possible to make some extra money when you're willing to exert some effort. Thanks for watching.